Hi everyone, Brian Moore here again. Thanks for tuning in. In this episode, I'm going to share with you my thoughts on one of golf's biggest complaints amongst most recreational and even good players. And that is, everybody seems to think that they're not consistent. Everybody that comes to me for a lesson, their goal is to become more consistent. And having given this much thought, I believe that most golfers already are consistent. For instance, let's just take a golfer who struggles with the slice. And every time he hits a bad shot, he slices it off to the right. Well, I think it would be fair to say that his miss or his bad shot consistently slices. What he really has is he has a tendency problem, that he tends to slice. So really what this player would be best off doing is figuring out a way how to shift that tendency back towards the center of the fairway or the center of the green. Tendencies come in all sorts of different shapes and forms. Golfers that tend to hit behind the ball claim that they're not consistent, but really they are. They consistently bottom out behind the ball. Now the question is by how much? How big is that range? Do they hit sometimes a ½ inch behind it and then other times 3 inches behind it? Well, that's a pretty wide range. So their goal should be to shift the bottom of their swing further forward and try to reduce the range and get it a little bit tighter. So until you really understand what your problem really is, it's going to be really difficult to improve. Okay, so if we take a look at these two club faces here, each little black X represents where the golfer contacted the ball on the club face. The red circle represents the sweet spot of the club, and the vertical solid red line represents the center of the pattern. So as you can see over on the club on the left there, the tendency is certainly out towards the toe. If we take a look over at the club on the right, you can see that simply with the intent of trying to hit the ball closer to the heel, this golfer has shifted their tendency closer to the center of the club face and has also positioned their pattern closer to the club face. The dotted vertical red line in the club on the right represents where the center of the pattern used to be. So as you can see, simply by shifting the tendency more towards the center of the club face, the outcome is certainly sure to be better. So the next time you go out to practice or hit balls on the range, take a look at the little details. Try to notice your tendencies. Do you tend to hit the ball towards the heel or the toe? Do you tend to hit the ball fat or thin? Do you tend to hook it or slice it? And when you can learn to identify your tendencies, it's going to become much easier to improve the overall quality of your strike. So hopefully some of these thoughts and ideas that I've shared with you in this video make some sense to you and open your eyes on the fact that you're not as inconsistent as you think you are. Until next time, thanks very much again for tuning in.